Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Osio, Halato, Sego. What's happening, beloved ones? I hope everything's healthy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Guapo? Miss Sylvia. Hey, Katrina. Today's Chief birthday. Get a chance, go send her a happy birthday shout out on her channel. Give me a little second. Osio, cuz. What's happening? What up, Jazz? Let's get it started. A little something, something. Let a couple more people pull up. Osio, beloved cousin. I'm gonna do a little Q&A. Have a little conversation. Hey, Miss Cooper. Hey, Beauty, Osio. Copper Sun Spirit. What's happening? Copper American Indian. CO, beloved ones. Let me see. Let me drop this here. Yeah, I'll drop the link if any of y'all would like to come up. It's been a minute. They ain't like Flu Moon too much. They had a problem with Flu Moon. I don't know if they gonna like Moonshine. But that's what we serving. Drinks, cocktails, cocktails for sale. Go and get y'all cocktail tonight. I'm a bartender. Yes, indeed. I'm the bartender tonight, baby. Yes, indeed. Pour yourself a cocktail. Don't forget to tip your bartender. Uh-huh. Drinks and things. We got some good wine. I got a nice Pinot Grigio. Yep, got that Merlot. Uh-huh. Good Lambrusco. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How y'all beautiful ones doing? Just waiting for a couple more folks to pull up. Uh-huh. What's up, y'all beautiful ones? It's good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all. J-Mar, what's happening, researcher? Number one researcher. Turtle Island EG, what's happening? I'm chilling. I've been staying out the way. Miss Charlene, all out. Lorenzo, what's happening, baby? Yes, it has been a minute. Oh, there you go, cuz. It has been a while. Yes, indeed. Living life, taking a break, you know, doing what I gotta do. What's up, cousin? How you doing, Ish?
Oh, CEO, cousin, how you doing this evening? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Everything is healthy.
Oh, that's excellent, and I'm so glad you got a chance to make that trip to Louisiana, and that live that you did with Chief Warhorse was outstanding. I'm glad you got a chance to travel, and you're still traveling and moving safe. But yes, it's definitely good to see you, cousin. We missed you for sure.
Yes, it was so wonderful, man. Let me tell you something. That whole town is lit. Okay, like New Orleans is New Orleans, but Slidell, Bonfaka is Bonfaka. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole vibe. And I'll tell you what, the way that community is with each other, that shit should be like that everywhere. If that was contagious, we'd be all right. We'd be all right.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope. We definitely got to do like some kind of land investments in that area too.
Yes,
But yeah,
indeed.
that's good.
Yes, indeed. And Chief and her family, I got to see them in their element and they just so real, so regular. Um, it was a wonderful experience. Their hospitality was bar none. Um, yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. From 8 to 80, black, white, blonde, crippled, and crazy, everybody called you baby. It was like a big ass fucking hug. You know,
Oh
it was
wow,
fucking
that's
dope.
dope, and it was just so beautiful being able to see you and Chief both,
Yes.
together, and Sister Sustain. It was really really good, man. That was real nice.
Yes, and let's give her a shout out today. It's her birthday today. Shout out to Chief Warhorse. Happy birthday. I believe she is 64 today. Okay, and got plenty more.
For
Chief a tall
sure,
glass of water too. I felt so short. Chief a tall glass of water.
right? Happy birthday, Chief. Happy
Yes,
birthday.
happy birthday. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we met the politicians. Um, it was amazing. And after Celestine and I left, and we stayed there some extra days because the weather just kept canceling our flight. So we got to stay a few days. And the irony that as soon as Sun Spirit and I left, Deb Howland went there and visited them fake ass tribes. Ah, the humor. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right,
As
right.
soon as our plane landed, Deb was on her way to Louisiana.
Yeah, that's all. The coast was clear.
Yes. Speaking of Louisiana, so the last couple of days, I've been bad, so forgive me. I'm not purposely ignoring anybody, but I got inboxes on all the platforms. Um, and I have not been Instagram, especially. I have not been reading the inbox. I haven't been there. Same thing with Facebook. So I have these. I'm gonna just say this. Don't call me no empress, okay? And we didn't have any empresses here. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because empire is the empress comes from empire, emperor. Those are conquerors that use a military that may have belonged to somebody else to pull a coup d'etat to take over. So that's a person by force, a colonizer, if you will. Napoleon was an emperor because he stole France. Okay? He stole it. So picture Colin Powell, instead of them doing what they was doing in the Middle East, Colin Powell took the US military and held them down in Texas. Empire. He's an emperor, self-proclaimed, supreme authority.
Yeah, no, we don't acknowledge that around here. We don't acknowledge that at all. Them kind of titles. No.
Yeah, that's a foreign title. That's a foreign title. It's not hard to be an empress. It has nothing to do with a monarchy by blood. Nothing to do with that. I'm gonna just leave that there. And I can also assure you that Chief Warhorse is not associated or related to anybody calling themselves Empress. I'm pretty sure I could say the same thing about me. It'd be totally unknown to me that there is somebody related to me calling themselves an Empress. It sound cute, but I know where the word come from. That ain't for me. Really ain't got nothing to do with Indians.
As far as for your update this evening, cousin, are you taking question and answers? Is that a part of this evening?
Oh, we certainly can. I don't mind.
Okay, okay. Because I mean, if there's any kind of questions that the public got, feel free to drop them. We happy to answer them. Absolutely.
Yeah, we could do a Q&A. I dropped the link too. OCO Tomahawk, what's happening, beloved? Hey, Sammy. Shatahaya.
Good building sessions that's been going on fan base too. So y'all can always. In fact, we just left X. We just had a session there and on fan base. So feel free to stay in tune with the family too. We bounce around different apps, as well as in the flesh. We'll be on the East Coast in May, and just make a lot of moves. So staying busy. That's what it's about. Oh, what's the update on the petition, cousin?
Give me 1 second.
All right, that'd be excellent. And shout out to all the people who are supporting the petition, those who signed and shared, those who've promoted, and those who just stand up for it. There's definitely a mass misclassification, and we've been reaching people by the hundreds, and even the thousands. So we should have an update of the number for you coming up soon. And we thank you all for your support, as well as those who've reached out to Urban Indian Heritage Society as we continue to do the work.
Yes, indeed. So the petition currently is at 9,300. We need to get to 10,000. That's 700. Should be coming soon, right? So if you haven't done so already, what you need to do? Share the petition.
Share the petition. 9,300 and counting. Those
Share
are
the
people who
petition.
are voters, people who are working every day, those who take care of their community. We have professional athletes. We have actors and actresses. We have, and shout out to Brother Kyrie Irvin. And thank you so much for your support, brother. We truly do thank you for all of your support of what you've been giving us. And we definitely just want to thank each and every one of y'all for doing the work every day. The Indians, like I said, taking care of business. So 9,300 and county. That's what's up.
Yes, indeed. Um, Now there is an issue. I think we'll hold that till Dr. Fontaine's around. Um, Another thing that we took care of that should be spoken about. Maybe we'll save that for the next conversation. I also got some inquiries about Three the Hard Way and when is the next colonizer the chief.
Yeah, we
Let's
got that
talk
part of the
about it.
series that's coming up, and definitely groundbreaking series. Y'all saw 1 through 10, and the little bonus stuff that we've been putting up, and we got a whole nother season of it that's coming up. So I mean, the information's already been stacked up. We armed, locked, and loaded, and ready to let it fly. Colonize it, chief. So yeah, that's what's up with that. And shout out to Jamar, who
Brother
again
J.
always here with us, taking care of business.
So I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody in UIHS want to come up, please do.
Yeah, even if y'all just want to click and come in and just join the conversation, just to say what's up,
That's
right?
right.
We
That's
we
right.
miss cousin Phoenix, and just come in and just send some love. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
I think I messed that link up. Hold on, let me do it again.
And
Hold
shout
on.
out to the chat. You know, we definitely support that too. And shout out to Jermaine Dupree Socks.
I know. I had me and Twinny had all them socks. Those socks probably made us realize we didn't want to dress the same all the time, type shit. Like those socks. Oh my gosh, those remind me like Shirley Temple, even up to the 80s, when late 70s when we wore those socks. Ugh, Easter Sunday socks.
Right, right. Definitely rings of Pilgrim Puritan, Louis Vuitton Puritan socks.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. I dropped
I
that
know you didn't
link.
say Shirley Temple. I know you didn't say Shirley Temple because
Yeah, them socks. Shirley Temple had them socks on. That's how long we've been wearing them socks. Girls have been wearing those socks.
she did too, and she was tap dancing with the butler.
And when all those other poor Caucasian men was passing her around like a goddamn blunt on that good ship lollipop video. That was so disturbing seeing that. We could never
Yeah,
sit on
for
no men's
sure.
lap. You on an airplane full of men, can't do nothing. What were they on a bus or airplane? And all of
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
yeah.
very disturbing video. And if you know who Shirley Temple is, go look at Good Ship Lollipop and see what just see how they line that up. That shit ain't normal. And I know for sure none of our grandmamas or mamas would have let us Shirley Temple in. Okay, we wouldn't have been Temple in at all.
Yeah, please make sure y'all thumbs up and like the video. Get the algorithms up. We appreciate that. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the shares.
So I dropped the link, Urban Indian Heritage Society. Definitely click that link. Come pull up, say hi to the folks.
And shout out to the people who just focus on the genealogy, right? That's the key. That's who, um, that's what gives us our space in the society of how we move. So shout out to those who understand the importance of genealogy for sure.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know how back in the days we used to have to read the newspaper and read the TV guide and stuff like that. Now we read our phone and stuff like that. But that family tree get looked at damn near every day. If it ain't but one
Yeah,
person you look at, you looking at the hints, you seeing if there's any messages. Just the family tree just keep on growing. Just keep watering it. A tree without water is wood for the fire.
facts.
What's up, quiet? Oseo?
Oh, still quiet. How you doing? Feeling good to see you.
Oseo?
Yo, Seal, can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we hear you. Uh huh. And I think there's an echo if you got the
Cool,
audio up.
cool. Can, Seal, can y'all hear me?
If you have another device on, you gotta mute it.
Yo, Seal, can y'all hear me? All right. I don't know. So I had my phone on too, just so I can hear y'all because I was getting the background, but basically I don't know. Just basically saying what's up. Want to show some support. Come up. I know usually when y'all go live, like a lot of times people just stay in the background and I'm actually doing something right now, but like I said, I want to I'm listening and I want to come up and say what's up, show support, and that's it.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I'm listening and I
For
want to come
sure.
up and
You
say
taking
what's up.
time to do that, that means so much. Absolutely. We appreciate you for sure.
Yes, indeed. Uh, Miss Sunflower. Excuse me. Click that link. Won't you kindly?
Phoenix Moon, what you know about Moonshine?
Oh my goodness, I like it. Moonshine is like a different type of tequila, a different type of gin. I don't know. I like the flavor. I like the fact that you can get up the next day and not have a messed up stomach or a headache or, and you remember all the details.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, my family used to make moonshine with the potato skins and used to put honey in it, and it was used for knocking out colds. So even when I was like 8 or 9 years old, if I had like a cold that was coming on, we always had a mason jar full of moonshine that we used to bring from down south, and that used to be used for knocking out colds. But yeah, moonshine was something very intricate to a lot of the stuff we used to do on the farms and in the families.
Yes. But I will tell you, it's a lot better than people say it is.
Definitely, definitely. It was vilified because they couldn't control it. Like I said, we
Right.
was making our own moonshine. That's cutting out the middleman who needs to put their seal on it, and then the government can get their cut. So if you're making it on your own, then you're the boogeyman.
Oh, see you, cousin.
Oh, CO cousins, how y'all doing?
Oh, seal, guys. Oh, seal, Sister Nikki. So good to see y'all.
It's so
Oh,
good to
see,
see y'all.
Yes, it is. Oh, see you. What's happening?
oh, just another day in Indian country.
What y'all know about that moonshine?
Yeah.
Not too much on my end.
They got some good moonshine down here, though.
I'll tell you, I ain't gonna hold
Right.
you. Georgia got the best so far I had. I ain't gonna lie now. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't saying there's not better. I'm just saying the best I had was in Georgia.
They even sell it in the liquor store here now. We were surprised
Yeah, I didn't
that.
appreciate that.
I
You put
know.
now they put a barcode on it, just like the Fanta leaf.
Yeah,
The Fanta leaf. Now they put a barcode on it. It's no longer healthy. It's not natural anymore. I'm all set. They could keep that.
yeah, they done regulated it. They get that cut.
Yeah, they wild for that. No moonshine for you, sunflower. Davita, you had such moonshine before, right? You like it?
I've had it before. It was kind of strong, when we went to that restaurant or the Peachtree, the Sweet Georgia, what's Juke joint. It's right across from the Hooters and I'm sorry, you hear my husband listening to the game in the other room. But it's right across from Hooters and stuff. But they sell it there too, and it have a little peach in it. So the peach flavor one tastes pretty good. Just the regular moonshine, that corn liquor, child, that put some hair on your chest.
I know that's right. I never had the flavor con. I just had straight up moonshine.
Yeah, real moonshine. That's the minimum 100 proof.
Oh yeah. Now we used to have this good punch that the guys used to make when we had parties, and they would use that not moonshine, but what's that real strong liquor? Grain alcohol, child. And make this fruit punch, and they put all kind of fresh fruit in it, and you got to be careful with it, but people be walking around the party with cups of the fruit because fruit been done soaked in the liquor, right? So yeah, it was some good punch, but you got to be careful with it because you think it's
That's the
sweet
stuff
like
you
that.
use to, and it's flammable. That's that flambe shit, right?
Yes.
And shout out to Puerto Rico. Man, the way to be having some of that homemade rum, when you be with some Puerto Ricans who got the culture down pat, they
Yeah.
actually put
Ooh.
candy
And the
They put
coquito.
can they put the candy in there, and they know how to bury certain parts of it in order to get the ingredients right. Man, shout out to Puerto Rico.
And the coquito. Mm-mm-mm.
I think I like
Osio family.
coquito. Hey, Osio. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I think I
yeah.
like them coquitos
What's
better
up,
than the
y'all?
eggnog.
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and tell y'all about this Carolina moonshine. You know,
Okay,
y'all
okay.
might,
Rep it. What's up?
my my grandmother used to tell me stories about my grandfather, and what she told me he had a still, and she said he would make him some moonshine and uh, get on the mare. She called it a mare. No, I knew she was talking about a horse, but she said he would be riding that damn mare drunk as a skunk, and that was my first, introduction to moonshine as far as knowing about it, because she used to, tell me different stories about her childhood and stuff, and it's like when you live in the South, it's several means to get moonshine because you got so many different families that make it. You might have an uncle that make it. You might know somebody granddaddy that make it. You might know somebody brother that make it. And what I used to do, I would take that raw, um, uncut moonshine, and I would put apples in it. I would put peaches in it. I would put all kind of different, fruit in it. For the ladies, because I was in my 20s, so I had to have some flavor for the ladies. So you know,
Yes, sir.
we and you know, our people used to run it, across the country, you know, and cars and the way they could run it and make a dollar, they was making a dollar, you know.
I
But
know
yeah,
that's right. That was our industry. They took every bit of our industry and made it criminal. And yeah, they sell it back to us. That's crazy.
Right, right. And a lot of it was interconnected with the things we would do regularly, right? Those who used to do the moonshine, maybe they, all go drink with their buddies on Saturday or whatever, but they would also go to the juke joint. The juke joint was music that was being played by us, or, us having our own establishments and just being able to enjoy ourselves socially. Again, self-contained. Those are ways that we've always expressed ourselves, and in doing that, what would they do? They would then go and regulate that kind of stuff. Oh, you can't have that bar here, or you can't have that, you can't serve that here. We serve our own foods, you know. Oh no, we got to get a cut of that too. Now we got to regulate and get the, so they always want to get their part of it. But these are things that we always did naturally.
Yes, indeed. And partying was always our thing because I seen some old petitions where they was the white folks was writing to get them Negroes, them coloreds back there, and they party and they miss church and on Sunday and and I said, well, damn, we got a lot of sound systems now, and you can play your music really loud and disturb some people with the decibels. But how loud and how long and how hard were they partying that it bothered them pilgrims to shut them people down like that? Hilarious.
Right, right. And
and
then they
I go
go
ahead.
ahead, family. No, go ahead.
I was just about to say, um, speaking of parties, any party that you go down here down south, go to down south, when you go to a party down south, it's guaranteed 100% to be some moonshine amongst the people.
That's a fact. And if you notice, it was
Yep.
in those kind of settings that a lot of them so-called the white artists used to come and hang out in them places and get the ideas. They would later go on and admit that that's what they did. Mick Jagger, Elvis, and all that. They would go and hang out in them juke joints and sit at the feet of those great guitarists and those great performers, and then go and put it on record and monetize it.
Finding our feathers, you're gonna have to explain yourself. Click that link, darling. I got to hear about this now. It sounds delightful and frightening at the same time. My girl said, "Pickle." Ah! Like kosher dill pickle, like relish. Like I need to know. I need answers. I need answers. Yeah, sugarcane rum. Sugarcane anything is kind of good. Like sugarcane anything is good.
Yeah, we were so creative with doing all kinds of things like that too.
We come a long way since eating open toast grilled cheese sandwiches. Remember we used to just hack that cheese up, that USDA cheese?
Oh, the big block. Yeah,
Hack it up the best way you knew how and put it under the oven, remember? Oh my goodness. We was crazy.
yeah,
We
Help.
struggled.
Hello, somebody. That was the best grilled cheese we had. Come on.
Yeah.
And
That-
mac and cheese now.
that's right.
Listen,
Is
well,
this
I'll
thing
put you up
on?
on game. If you want to feel nostalgic and you want to taste that flavor, you go to your deli at your market or whatever and you ask for yellow sharp American. Now you got sharp cheddar, yellow sharp American. You're welcome.
Yeah,
Oh
yes, sister. We heard
wow.
you. Finding your our feathers. We heard you.
Yes, tell us about this. Oh, CO, darling, tell us about this pickle moonshine. I'm fascinated and frightened at the same time.
Ooh,
Let's see,
pickle?
y'all. Yeah, Pickle Moonshine. So our family does a trip to Tennessee down in Gatlinburg every year, and they have you guys know heard of Tennessee whiskey. They have like a whole line of different moonshine flavors, and they have a distillery there, and you can go do a tasting. And we did a tasting, and they had a pickle moonshine where it's literally a jar of pickles in moonshine, and that actually turns out to be my favorite. It's very, very delicious and very dangerous, but very delicious. It tastes just like you think it would, a drunk pickle, but like with pickle flavor. Very good. 10
I
out of 10
would
recommend.
definitely try that. I would have it chilled,
Wow.
but I would definitely have that.
That might be the first liquor I have to drink chilled because I like mine room temperature.
Yeah, I
And
would definitely have that on chill though.
a little hint if you deal with muscle cramps and things of that nature, pickle juice is very effective. So you kind of get a win-win right here.
All right. I'm sure
So
that helps with the hangover too in some way, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't know. I don't never take it that far to be trying to be hungover the next day. I hate that
Yeah, I
stuff.
know. I can't just see nobody just sitting there doing uh pickle moonshine shots all night like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably.
You can. Oh no, no, you can. Don't get me wrong. It's easy to get caught up. I
Oh
just
my.
personally don't do that because you also eating the pickles too, so they've been soaking. Now you can Google it right now. Google Tennessee pickle moonshine. It's gonna pop right up.
I would definitely try it.
Listen, if I have a Kool-Aid pickle, I could goddamn have a Tennessee pickle moonshine.
I'm telling you, it bumped for real. Excuse my foot heater.
Ooh, that's an acquired taste right there. Pickle. Yeesh.
You ain't grow up eating pickles?
Yeah, but in my moonshine,
All right, try it. And then I want you to come back on YouTube for the whole wide world and say, y'all, I was wrong. My God, I was wrong.
There's some things I will never mess with. Like I don't like martinis. I don't like the olives. I don't like the cherries and stuff. The maraschino. Don't like them too much.
See, if you don't like those foods regular, you're not gonna like them liquored up either. But if you love pickles and you like moonshine, you're gonna love pickle moonshine.
I do love pickles too. I'm gonna give it a try though.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it too.
Yeah, I ain't had it, but I'll definitely try it.
Y'all need to do a
I'll
reaction video.
I'll try it once because I do like pickles, but I do like my apple martinis now. Okay.
Oh, I used to drink those back in the late '90s, early 2000s, and I was on my golden, sexy, sexy. Oh, you couldn't tell me shit. Yeah, them apple martinis though, they was tasting so good. You be drunk and don't realize you got drunk because you drinking them like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, a good martini is good with a cigar, the right kind of cigar though.
I'd rather have like a espresso or a chocolate one or something like that. I like the chocolate Tatiana. That's my favorite cigar.
Try pass me the champagne, honey. I'll take the champagne. Cause you ain't gonna be towed down like that. Cause see them other drinks, that sugar, you know what I'm saying? Like it be too much after a while, but champagne you can just, doesn't take much.
I only really like rosé.
Okay, bougie. Roseanne.
Yes.
Right. Ricky Rose.
Yes. Yes. Shout out to the champagne.
Okay, the champagne eating hors d'oeuvres.
And the charcuterie board.
Oh, the horse
The
stylers, the
charcuterie
horse
board.
stylers. Yes.
That
Okay,
was
just real
way.
quick. Y'all, since y'all talk about funny pronunciations of words, I'll never forget when I had first moved to Atlanta and we went to Waffle House and swear to God, this guy, I think I was hanging out with one of my Honduran friends and this food literally was like, you want jalapenos? Swear to
Nuh-uh.
God.
Uh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
I swear to God, I've never heard anybody mispronounce jalapeno. I've heard
Listen,
jalapenos.
I ain't never heard nobody mispronounce valet. Valet? Valet? I kept saying valet. You mean valet? The valet. Valet. Valet.
My God,
Ah,
not today.
I got a funny story. So one night I was looking off my top porch. It's summertime. And I have I'm right there by where my office was at the house I used to live in. And I come off the top porch and I'm looking and I hear some people fighting. So I'm looking down the block, being nosy. And I went back to Facebook and said, "Oh, it's melee and pandemonium outside." My homegirl came on there and said, "Who's that? You know I'm nosy." I said, "Not who, what?" She said, "What happened?" I said, "Melee and pandemonium." She said, "I know. I'm asking you, who are they?"
Oh my God.
We get ready to have a whole who's on first, what's on second ass conversation. I'm like, no, not who, what's melee, like fighting, like just anarchy. It's just crazy out there. She's like,
like,
oh,
well,
Bless the little heart.
gotta love it. So innocent. Oh, I was so tickled.
To her defense, it probably is at least two people on the planet that has that.
Name melee, right? And pandemonium. I know.
You know, it's a viral video going around of this guy doing like a nod to that Key and Peele skit, Key and Peele, where he was a teacher in the classroom.
Yes, Balaki for
Governor,
Blake.
yes.
Yeah.
But no, but why this? But why on this one? He was going down these names, which were all hilarious, and then it was a set of twins named Washer and Dryer. Washer, Washa, Dryer, Drya.
Listen, like this is real. I know somebody. I mean, I'm not even gonna say their name because if I say it, they gonna know who it is if they come across this. So I'm gonna have to just hit y'all on the Discord with these names. I swear to God, they are twins, and the names are just like what. I'm about to hit it in the Discord right now, and y'all just govern yourselves accordingly.
Copy. So what's going on in Indian country? Oh, fascinating articles. Cousin Ish, your page is so popping. Let's get to first tribe. Hold on.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, cousin. Thank you.
Yes, cousin Ish. I absolutely love that article that came out today. That was a very good article, which they all are. But
Yes, I'm looking for
oh
that
my
right
goodness.
now.
Yes, you pulling it up?
Yeah, I've been sharing. I've
Cousin,
been
you on your
sharing.
computer? Cousin Ish, you on your computer?
I am cousin. Yes. Uh-huh. Yes.
Can you pull it up? Can you screen share it?
For
I'm on
sure. I
my
sure
phone.
will. For sure. Can y'all see it okay?
No.
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 Be able to.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. No problem. No problem. Let's see. We should be get this here. I'll try it again. Is it sharing?
Y'all there?
No. No, I can't see it. And
No.
no, I don't see where it's telling me that you're trying to. You should be able to do it without me. Hold on.
Okay. No problem. Hold on 1 second.
I got kicked out, so I don't know what's happening.
Okay, I'm not sure how that's working here, and that's maybe because it's definitely because I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Cousin, what does it say?
Maybe I gotta get like permission or something to share it because it's not. Let's see. I don't know. It's telling me that it can share. That's what it's saying. Hold on 1 second, cousin. Um, no, that's all good. I don't know why it's not sharing. I guess it's not. I don't have no permission. I don't know.
And it's not even alerting me that you need permission so I could clear it or anything. It's not I'm on my phone, that's why.
Okay.
I can't screen share either.
Well, in explaining what it is it's um the newest one was on Henry Louis Gates, and it's dealing with his when he was suspended. So the name of the article was Henry Louis Gates, the fraud. Skip to my views, my darling. So we all know that he was known for skipping out on information. So of course he was bullied by actor Ben Affleck, who didn't want it revealed that his family were slave owners, and Skip Gates omitted that information during the show. And by him omitting it, it was revealed on the WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks had ended up revealing the email that was between Skip Gates and Sony when he was asking permission to skip out on it, and Sony said it's going to be a possible conflict, and he ended up being suspended once that information got leaked. So clearly, that's not a credible source. He's also been known for admitting the fact that Dr. Rick Kittles falsifies the DNA. So again, how is this person credible? How is that program credible when somebody has such little ethics that they would actually falsify documentation? And simultaneously, it has a tendency to mock the indigenous people who look like you and I. He pushes the same narrative, the same tired ass talking points, the same stereotypes, and the same falsehood at our expense. So the newest article was dealing with Skip Gates. He skips for views. I yield the floor.
Corny ass skip. Hold on, I'm gonna drop the article. Okay, who is that? Somebody was trying to pull up?
I'm telling you, what would they do for a Klondike bar? We need to do that room.
There, God dropped it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, that was a dope with Skip Gates. Cornball. That's what he get.
And of course, like always, we got the links and the articles and the videos and all that stuff of his suspension and the stuff that was going on with that stuff.
I'm gonna drop the link again. Anybody want to come up, comment, questions? That's what we doing. It's open.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight is like a Q&A because the Phoenix Moon has availed herself as well as us to come up and answer any kind of questions that are going around. Nothing's off limits as far as if y'all have any questions. It definitely warrants a response, and we're here to respond. So, absolutely.
But first, you gotta let us know if it's moonshine, yay or nay.
All right, that's the qualifying question. So be it. That's
That's the
right.
qualifying question tonight.
Phoenix, you said you was gonna come out the gate swinging. You swinging,
Mm,
show enough.
I'm gonna be, I'm gonna save some of the heat for the next time. I'll be back because I definitely gonna gotta do a little more recon and stuff like that. I mean, just a little few weirdo things happening and stuff like that. Um, sometimes you just let things just go where they go. But when you minding your business, but when you got people that's blatantly lying, we're gonna have to clear the air with that. I'm gonna save that for another time, but I promise you, it's gonna be a time. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you start off with the jab, to judge the distance, you know what I mean? And then once you got your distance, you know what I mean, you go in for the gusto.
You know it.
It's still a beautiful time to be alive, right?
Christine,
It is a beautiful time to be alive in Indian country.
show Lils. No, Miss Katrina, it's actually not. It's if you like tequila, you'd like moonshine. If you like Tanqueray or like gin, you'd like moonshine too. It's in between there.
I ain't
Oh,
gonna lie,
Theo
that burnt
Nina.
the hole in my chest drinking moonshine. I still got a little sliver of it right there on the bar, and I'm telling you, it's like gas. That's how I feel. Like if you like a baby drinker, you don't drink like that. Yeah, yeah, hairs on the chest.
Yeah, I'm
Pew,
sure
pew,
it
pew, pew,
could.
pew.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
Like
it
Yeah, if it
could.
that's like grown man drink. Like I feel like I know women can drink it, but that's like grown man drink.
yeah,
yeah.
I recommend women drink the flavored moonshine.
That's what I said earlier. Look, that's what I said exactly earlier. When Phoenix asked me, I said, well, the regular is kind of strong. Put some hair on your chest. I like, the flavored one, the little peach one I had at Sweet Auburn's juke joint on Peachtree. That was pretty good. But yeah, that moonshine ain't no joke. But I noticed they call it something different up in Philly. And up north they call it corn liquor. And down south they call it moonshine.
But see, and I'll
Well,
tell you
we,
how that pickle moonshine. It's not like I got somebody made some moonshine, like handmade moonshine, and then like the company got the big bucks, the nice fine distilleries and all that kind of stuff like there. So it's a lot smoother with that pickle moonshine. But if you get some like somebody got something around in the back of the house going on, or a whole situation, it's going to put hair on your chest. Get your tweezers.
yeah, I've heard people call it boot, and I've heard elders call it hooch.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I've heard
yep.
hooch. Yeah.
I've heard of hooch too.
Oh yeah, definitely hooch. Yeah.
Oh, Minnie Moocher. She was a hoochie coocher. That song was so derogatory when you think about it. I was like, damn, Calloway was disrespectful. That was a disrespectful song. She did drugs too. Yep. They ain't like Minnie. Minnie was dangerous.
Hood rat, hoochie mama.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad tell me stories of his dad dragging him to the hole in the wall, to the juke joint. Said my dad get that hooch in him. He said he be dancing. He said he be dancing on two legs, and then he said he get the wiggling and come up on one leg. and spin around like them old men.
Let me tell y'all something. The hole in the wall is still to this day in 2024 like one of the most authentic American experiences that you gonna have that we still have left that's untouched. Okay, they don't play Afro beats it down to the hole in the wall. Okay, like
Yeah, I'll be over
I
that.
ain't gonna get my spot up because you know social media be ruining shit stuff. Excuse me, pardon. Social media be ruining stuff. But I got a place in Tennessee. I ain't gonna say what city, but baby, I done got. I had the best time, y'all. How you say in the hole in the wall. This man had on some white pants and some ruby slippers. Like Dorothy in the Wizard of
Not
Oz.
there's no place like home.
I got the video evidence to prove it. I'm gonna post it on fan base for y'all. Y'all follow me on fan base. I'm gonna post it on fan base so y'all can
No
see the
place like
video.
home.
Okay, the base of the fans.
What's
Remember
that
in
guy?
the
You
Wiz
you
was like, it's I wouldn't be called dad in red. It's cool to be seen in
And
green.
green. A Phoenix. Well, yeah, Phoenix and left footed. This how you know this the market for a real good. We finna have a good old just country time. This hole in the wall I'm talking about. You can bring your own liquor. They sell pork chops, steak, wings. Also, it's somebody's uncle outside on the grill cooking everything up. And although you can bring your own liquor, you gotta buy a bowl of ice for $5. When I say a bowl of ice, like Dollar Tree.
Oh my goodness.
and a fried bologna sandwich and a fried
And you
bologna
can,
sandwich.
yeah,
Look, you can
Tasha,
bring
I
your
dropped the
food.
link down there, Latasha.
You can bring your own food and everything. But when I say we been the juke, ooh, baby, we be in there getting it, line dancing. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Y'all grandmas and granddaddies and aunties now, child, they be down to the juke joint, honey, getting it.
Listen, I'll tell you, I had my
Yeah.
aunts and them cracking up. I would have been a hot mess back in them days. You hear what I'm telling you? I know that's why I was born in 74 and not 24, okay?
I'm telling you, that's it's a time right there in one of them establishments, and they all over. I can't speak on the north because I don't really be in the north like that, but they all strewn about in the south,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
you kind of
And the
gotta know where to
cuts.
go. Otherwise, you ain't gonna know
Yeah.
what to get.
And they got spots like that in East Texas too, at the Zydeco joints. You go to some of those spots, you're gonna have a nice time all night long, good music, dancing, sound, just the whole vibe. Zydeco is definitely, I love going to spots in East Texas.
Yes, but it's
I want to do
that
that.
music
Man.
is best live. Like when
It
you're there.
is.
Hey everybody, it's Queen. How y'all doing today?
Hey,
Hey, beauty,
Hey,
Queen.
what's
Queen.
Hey,
happening?
CEO
Hey
Queen, what's going
y'all.
on?
Oh,
I
see
heard
ya.
y'all talking about the moonshine, and I just shared an article the other day. I put it in the chat. I'm gonna try to find the link, but I think her name was Mahalia Mullins, and she was in the Appalachian regions of Tennessee, where they say a lot of Melungeons were.
I know it. I know. Yeah, we know the Mullins.
And so we know, okay, but she was well known for making moonshine. And the law enforcement wouldn't touch her. It's a very interesting article. She was pretty much hands off. Now she ended up being real big. I think they had to remove her from the chimney, or I don't know. But they buried her by her husband. But her house is considered a historical landmark because they said she was the only one that hadn't been able to find moonshine like she made it since. But she has children and grandchildren that are still alive to this day, that people would try to call what so-called black, so-called white, and different things of that nature now. But a lot of them are still alive, and they're trying to keep her memory alive, to make sure that she's remembered, because nobody has been able to duplicate her recipe since. So those who don't know, because Phoenix, you try to make it an educational space. So I'm gonna turn into the education, because now we're gonna talk about the Presleys, who they say are people would consider them Europeans, which they did have European ancestry. But now we go. That brings you to the German Palatines, and a lot of people don't know about the German Palatines because were they really
Yeah.
Melungeon people? Were they really
Nope.
Melungeon people?
They were
So
swarthy Germans.
that's right. That's right. And then they mix with the indigenous people here. So I think a lot of people need to study the history about a lot of these people, and quit denying if you have European ancestry. I think a lot of them would be surprised if they actually study what Benjamin Franklin not only said about the Germans, but a lot of the different countries in Europe. I think the Switzerland, it was a whole bunch
I
of
can
covered.
tell you the Dutch for sure, Russia,
Hmm.
all of it. The Caucasus Mountains, all of it, full of chocolatey folks.
That's right. And see, a lot of people look, quit throwing your Europeans away. Look, if that's your family, embrace your family. Because a lot of people have a lot of hate and all that stuff in their heart, and they may want to call you a coon and all this type of ignorance. But if you connect and reached out, I mean, I've reached out to some of the clans I'm related to and some of the people, and they'd be happy
Yep.
you done figured out who they are. So, and that your connection with them. So I think some people need to kind of take a step back, quit paying attention to what a lot of people have going on politically, and accept who you are, regardless of where it leads you. Accept who you are.
People have a hard time asking, well, if you Indian, why you talk about your European ancestry? Why not? You talk about everything that's in the gumbo, don't you?
No, they don't. And they don't want to even take their say they got West Indian lineage, right? They'll throw that away too.
Again, going back to our statement about them not knowing that the West Indies included the Gulf and the Caribbean as well. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. What are they talking about?
They call those people tethers now, or they not mainland Americans. So they're separating the Americas.
Yeah,
Sound like a bunch of dummies.
I don't know. History is so fascinating, especially your own tangible bloodline history. Doesn't get any realer than that.
True indeed.
And y'all got to excuse me because I'm trying to learn how to use this. My daughters tell me I need to quit acting like I'm about 85 or 90 years old, but um, I think a lot of people will be surprised too. I mean, I can't speak for anyone else, but my European ancestors are the one who kept a lot of records. I have to say, from my father's side, they were Melanesian and Austronesian people who mixed in with the indigenous people here. So if people aren't too familiar with them, we're talking about the people of the Polynesian Islands. A lot of the people who are considered, what do you call those, the Aboriginals and the Micronesian people. That's who my father's side of the family were, and they mixed in with the indigenous people here. And a lot of people, but and even I used to feel like that sometimes. I say, well, goodness, these can't be my relatives. But then when you click on them, some of those people had records going all the way back to the early 1500s. And if anybody, we all know if you got family in the early 1500s, hey, those are indigenous people. Who was it that got here? Who? I mean, I had family members that didn't even have a name. They had a letter representing their name. So you trying to tell me these people came from somewhere else? These people were here. So I encourage people to really do their research on their families. And regardless, if you have family in different parts of the world of Europe. It may even lead you to somewhere in Africa. It may lead you to North Africa. It's a whole bunch of stuff that was going on here. And everybody was coming here. Wherever it leads you, you just got to be comfortable with it. Um, and I would just say people have to be careful of who they follow um, on a lot of these spaces because a lot of people they just want to lead people astray. Um, you better listen to your family because that's one thing I know your family not gonna lie to you. Don't listen with somebody else that don't know you from a can of paint. Listen to the people who love you. And I got to give you your props, Phoenix, because you always encourage people to do their history, do their research. That's the only thing that you have tried to do. And some people try to demonize you for just doing that. So I got to give my props to you. And then, Brother Ish, I appreciate all you do. You all have a light around you, good spirited people. And regardless if people try to do all they can to make sure people have a negative view of you, it's not going to happen. Because people who know you all personally, we know that you aren't like that. So I just wanted to give my appreciation to you all. And I hope, look, we're going to have a good 2024.
We sure is. Thank you so much, Queen.
That's right, and we
You're
truly
welcome.
appreciate you for sure.
I tell you what, if y'all want a good laugh, it's a show called Moonshiners, and I think it's on either Discovery Channel or National
Discovery, I
Geographic.
saw that. I didn't watch it,
Oh
but I saw
man,
that.
Oh, I seen that before.
if you want a good laugh, Moonshiners. Oh man, you'll learn. You can learn some stuff about um, distilling alcohol, and you can get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, I think that's on National Geographic or A&E or one of them kind of channels or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I think it might be Discovery. I think.
I watch
Yeah,
it
something like
comes up
that.
in my feed because I watch like Homesteaders, Homestead Rescue, House Hunters International. So all those kind of shows come up and that's what I watch. That's what I pay for cable for.
Right. Yeah, and the way to be hiding and like avoiding the police and stuff. Yeah, it's something else.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I definitely gotta check it out.
Yeah, Homestead Rescue is one of my favorites, and also those HGTV shows.
Yes.
I like that My Lottery Dream Home, and all the
Yes.
the Fix It.
House Hunters
Yes, House
International and
Hunters
House Hunters
International. Yes,
Love It or
I love
List It.
those.
Yeah. I watch a lot of bushcraft. Y'all got to check out me and Mr. Walter homeboys. These two brothers. I don't know where at in Asia they are, but they don't have no tools, and they build mansions with pools and slides and everything with their bare hands. They paint.
What?
Oh my goodness, they don't say nothing. They just build stuff. Okay. Absolutely insane. They have this one girl. My one girl I watch, I've been subscribed to her for a while. Her name is Anna Bushcraft. Um, yeah, like even like send her something when she was in a hospital and stuff like that. She lives out remote, I don't know where, I don't care where. It's this Asian lady, but she's dope as hell. And I just learned a lot from them. She's always growing something. She got, her chickens and stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that I look at. I look at a lot of bushcraft, outdoor stuff. Um, yeah, they got some really good shows out. I watch Alone, where they get dropped off in a remote. That's not really enough money for all that crazy stuff they do, but I'm just saying, I look at those things like that and see it. People's innovativeness, especially in nature. Got some decent stuff out there to watch because they got better time to do that. If you're not gonna be doing your genealogy, you gotta watch something that's gonna be useful, right? They need to watch stuff that's useful because the stuff they listening to, they're gonna be going to and waiting on another spaceship soon. That's what it sounds like to me. They're gonna be on another spaceship soon. They'll be careful.
I know it's Chief's birthday, and I'm gonna say I about fell out when I seen her tweet. When I seen y'all reposted her tweet roll out, I was like, Lord, Chief on Twitter now, Jesus. Part of me, excuse me, X in the streets. We still call it Twitter though, but child, Chief got a doggone profile, child. So I'm looking forward to seeing her tweets and her tweet what's on her mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Chief Warhorse. Yeah, she on X and stuff, and looking forward to talking to the family and stuff. Yeah, she's doing good. Good spirits.
Yes, sign up for CPR and network. It's going to be good. Disaster preparedness, survival, canning, all that good stuff. Lots of outdoors things. It's going to be really, really dope.
That's what's up. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited that she has her own platforms so that people can quit copying and pasting and piecing stuff together with her own it without her permission.
Speaking of pieces with her with her name on it and stuff, there's been some promotions going around with Chief Warhorse being promoted, being affiliated with other people like Empress, Rare Bird, and people like that. Is there any affiliation? Was one of the questions that I was asked. Is there any affiliation?
That's
Absolutely
really a
not.
thing.
That's absolutely not any affiliation whatsoever. And I'm pretty certain they don't have any permission to use her image either.
Okay, all right. I know that's one of the questions that was asked. So officially, what we're asking is that please don't do that. Don't place the image of Chief Warhorse in affiliation with that, because there's no connection with that. Please, thank you.
Yeah, I flipped my wig when I seen that.
Yeah, that could be sending out a mixed message, and I think I think that sister, the Empress, is a an endorser and affiliate of Malachi Z. York, and something that's totally different than what Chief Warhorse and what other people are dealing with. So we don't want to put out any kind of misinformation or make any kind of inference that there's some type of connection. Keep it separate, keep it respectful, and keep it motherfucking moving.
Yes, indeed.
Keep it Mariah Carey. I don't know her.
Yeah, I can absolutely assure you that there is no affiliation whatsoever. And most definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, there's not many people, American Indians, that feel in any way that Malachi York should be released. We don't feel anything about him. That's the thing. Um, and I think people are having a hard time with that, pushing their affinities, um, you know, strange as they may be, in that regard. Yeah, it's not okay.
I got a secret I want to let y'all know. Y'all want to know the secret?
Yes.
All right, here it go. Don't tell nobody. I got a target month when I'm heading to the Bonampak temples.
Bonaparte, you going out there again?
Shh,
Well, you going
shh.
again?
Now I went to Belize before, but now I'm going to Bonaparte. But don't tell nobody.
Man, that's amazing.
I know
Oh
that's
wow,
right.
that's dope.
Throwing flowers at your feet. You look just like them folks.
Bonaparte temples is lit. I'm really
Yes,
looking forward to heading to
indeed.
that. They like our complexion on the walls. They
Look
got the
just like
locks.
us,
They
yup.
got the yeah. We yeah. We gonna. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Yeah, if y'all want to go to Belize though, that's definitely a spot to go to. They
Listen,
got the
we could
mass
do that.
temples.
We
Oh,
could do that
beautiful.
ASAP. Go
Yo,
from
that's
Belize to El Salvador, El Salvador to Belize.
yeah. No, that them temples there. They got yo, yeah. What's the rapper Shine, right? Shine. He's in the government there. Man, his homeland is beautiful, man. Belize got some real nice indigenous temples.
I'm gonna hit him up. I know that
Oh, is that
guy.
what? That's what Shyne from?
Yeah, his father used to be the prime minister of Belize, and
He's the
he
prime.
works for
He's
the government.
he works for the parliament or something like that.
He does. He sure does. And his father used to be the prime minister.
Oh man, you would have never thought you. I thought it was just an average brother from the America, from America, North America. Oh
Right,
wow,
right. Yeah, his
yeah.
mother from America, but yeah, father from Belize. Yeah, and yep.
Brooklyn has a heavy. The Carib presence is not just limited to, like Jamaicans or Trinidadian or Guyanese. We have a lot of Panamanians. Um, yeah, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. It is everybody. Suriname, Barbados. It is everybody.
Very, very true. And Belize is one of the rare English speaking locations in South America. You know, it's in the heart of Latin America, but it's not Latin speaking at all. It's English.
That's right.
And it's
That's
has a very
right.
unique history as far as where we're
Speaking of
involved.
that unique history, you want to give a little backdrop on the Mayans and the British in the mainland?
Yeah, the Mayan history is very instrumental because you had what was called the caste wars, and the caste wars were being established. These wars took place for like a little over 50 years. And with these wars that were taking place, we're talking about from like the 1850s and then for about 51 years. So it was well after, during slavery and when slavery was over. But those caste wars that were taking place were when these Mayans were being they were waging war on them and enslaving them. And when they were enslaving these Mayans, they were then taking them to British colonies because the British were financing the Mexicans to wage war against those Mayans. So those Mexicans then assumed the identity of those Mayans after they got enslaved. Those Mayans were being taken to the British colonies. Also, they were being taken to Cuba, but they were being taken to Jamaica. They would be taken to America. We're talking about South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia,
Virginia.
and the
Mm-hmm.
southern states. They were enslaving these Mayan people. This is a well documented history, and it's rooted in those caste wars. So when you talk about a lot of those people who are promoting themselves as Mayans today, those were people that were put there by Britain. And you also had a bunch of Mayans who had to be dispersed, and they were dispersed to Belize and Guatemala. So it's a very important history when you study the caste wars.
And I have actually have the maps to match exactly what you're talking about.
Very, very instrumental, cousin.
Blew my mind. I was like, oh, Mayans in Virginia. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's why
Carolinas.
you can never ignore the fact when you have ancestors who will sit there and tell you where they come from. And these people with the Mayans that were being enslaved weren't on slave ships. They were being put on steamships, regular steamships, but in the basements. And then some of those steamships started to sink and they started being able to verify this steamship had Mayan slaves on it. You can find those articles even on CNN.
Oh, we got some good drop coming up. We gonna talk about the grandma's Blackfoot revenge, right? Because we're gonna talk a little bit about the mystery of the Blackfeet. Um, some different details about the Cherokee and these different migration patterns, these imposters from colonizers to chiefs. We got a lot of good stuff coming up this year. Definitely gonna be doing a few events. We out there, we outside. We outside this year.
Chief Warhorse got the Tom Ackland updates. So yeah, it's some really powerful information coming up. We're gonna have a really good series coming up. Don't miss it.
Indeed. Cousin Leftfoot, I'm gonna put you down so I can bring Latasha up, okay?
You good? I'm washing dishes.
All right, baby.
We appreciate you, bro.
Supposed to be able to have 10 folks.
If you need to, you can drop me down.
Okay, I don't think so, but
Yeah, I
hold
can
on.
drop down.
Okay.
Let me just say happy birthday again, Queen Chief Warhorse. And I love y'all cousins.
We love you
Love you
more,
too.
family.
Oh, see you, little Mayhem. I tried again, Latasha. Katrina, that's an excellent question. Yeah, I guess it's going to depend on who's talking to them. If they're talking to the Dutch, they may say call them Salagi. If they're talking to the British, it'll be Cherokee. If they're talking to the French, it'll be Chautauqua, right? Or I don't know. Excuse my French. That was not my language. I was the Spanish girl. Um, but yeah, they have different names now. Mind you, that's really their political name, their nation name that they was recognized as a country as, recognized as a nation doing business. And they split up into different political groups, name changes, company names, and all of that. We're gonna get into that. That's where a lot of confusion is, and that's where we're gonna smoke out a lot of these lying motherfuckers too.
Yeah, and later on, Cherokee became a social political term that's rented kind of more consistently began to be, applied to people. No different than what the Muskogee have done. Historically, the Muskogee and Creek are not the same thing. It became something that was quote unquote synonymous, but they're really not the same thing. People were called Creek, even if you were Chickasaw or Choctaw, you would still be considered Creek people, just living by the water. But then it became synonymous with Muskogee people, so it depends on the time and when the terms are being applied.
Yeah, that creek could be Natchez. That creek could be Edisto. It could be Yazoo. It could be a whole lot.
Right, exactly right. Exactly right.
It could be Wyandotte. It's a lot of things that creek could be.
And we even have maps that show, Muskogee, and then they'll have another part of the whole another part of the map that says Creek on it. So clearly they're not the same people.
Speaking of creek, it's a lot of people. I dropped the link. I'm hoping Latasha and Mr. Walter will come up. It's a lot of people saying that Yamassee cousin. Well, how do you feel about that? Hold on, I don't know. An airplane went by. I don't know. It might be stealing the Wi-Fi as it does. Drop a one if y'all can hear me. I don't know if cousins
Yeah, I
can.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I asked? The question that I asked. I don't know if you responded.
No, what was the question on that, cousin?
I was asking. I was saying that there's a lot of people that are abusive to saying that they're Yamasee. Um, I was asking you, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I mean, all of that's going to have to start by what are the bloodlines that's being claimed, right? Because historically, those who are Yamasee are going to be speaking a certain kind of a language, and they're going to be of a specific lineage, right? So it's easy to say, you know. But again, we always have to ask the question, what exactly is tying you to the land by lineage, by treaty, by identity, all of the above, not just one of those elements. We need to know all of the, above as far as what's tying you to the land. So many people are claiming Yamasee because they see that historically Yamasee were considered Negroes, so they think that it's an exotic backdoor way of tying themselves to the land. But then once you ask the specifics of what is the lineage that ties you to the land, you'll find wanting. You're not getting that information. So like I said, that's really the key. You have a lot of people who are fraudulently claiming Yamasee lineage, and they have no ties to that whatsoever.
And they use it in such an abusive manner.
Yes, they do. And in fact, they're even using it to tie themselves off of this land altogether, to tie themselves into West Africa.
It's quite interesting. Hey, Mr. Walter.
What's going on, Phoenix? What's going on, Ish?
I'll see you. PC, Mr. Walter. So good to hear from you, great elder.
Oh, I've been around like a donut, baby. I've been around like a donut.
That is excellent. That is excellent. I hope you got some great wisdom to drop on us. I know you always do. I just want to make sure if you had to, if you could share some of that with us, we would greatly appreciate it.
I'm trying to catch up with what all y'all talking about. I've been kind of cooking and running in and out to the telephone for a minute. I did hear y'all discussing the Creek and Muskogee thing.
Yes, yes. What's your take on that part of it, of what you're able to hear,
Neither
Pickle?
one of them are people. Muskogee is a language, and Creek is just a description of where somebody lives.
Go ahead, go ahead. We'll talk about.
See, those are not tribal names. Those are government names. And if you look at it, if you look under the Muskogee Nation, you'll find several different nations stored under that title now, just like you do with the Cherokees and the Choctaws and the Chickasaws. They're
That's
not just
right.
they're not just one group of people. That's like that smallpox blanket where they just want to take one blanket and spread it over everybody, and then everybody's got to live with whatever comes with that blanket. That's not neither one of them is a true description of the people. The people didn't call themselves Muskogees and they didn't call themselves Creeks.
Right. In certain regions, that was a dominant language, and they were absorbing actual tribes that later on got misidentified as that. That's
You
correct.
know,
That's it.
what they did look like to me is if you spoke the Muskogee language and you wasn't really part of none of the tribes that they considering themselves recognized, then you would get labeled with that term Creek because
Yes, you get
they
absorbed
don't
in.
know you. Yeah, so they have to describe you by where you live. And if they don't know where you live, then they describe you by the language that you was using. But remember that Muskogee was a trade language. Every
But
used it. You see what I'm saying? That's
Yes,
why they
sir.
call all the people from the southeast and the south Muskogee speaking people. That means they're all Muskogee people. So then you have to stop and ask yourself, when did all these divisions start coming up amongst the tribes? And how did those divisions play out in real time? You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
If there was
okay.
if there was nobody calling themselves Creeks, what the hell is Creek history? Whose history, whose identity, whose heritage did they hide under the title Creek? And then once you get to understanding that, then you have to ask yourself whose identity, whose heritage, and whose culture did they hide under the term Muskogee? And as far as the Yamassees is concerned, if you go down to the Seminole Nation here in Oklahoma, they'll tell you that the Yamassee is the mother tribe of the Seminoles. And that can go any way y'all want it to go, but that's just the way it's listed here. This is the way I've always understood it. And that the Gullers and the Yamassees were the ones being pushed down in Florida on the east side, coming off that eastern seaboard. You gotta understand when you get down here in the south, man, you got representation from every tribe along that east coast. They were all getting forced down. Then you got the tribes that was in the Ohio Valley. They were getting forced down. And all these people were down south. And Muskogee was the language that allowed them to communicate with each other. Just like on the East Coast, they had the Algonquin language. That's really just another trade language. And it's spoken by many people. But
Miss
these false classifications, I'm sorry, Ish, give me just a minute, man.
Absolutely.
These false classifications that they got us living under is actually going to turn out to be a detriment to us because they won't allow us to see the commonality between us all. There'll always be an imaginary division because you'll have some saying I'm Chickasaw and some saying I'm Choctaw and some saying I'm Seminole, some saying I'm this, some saying I'm that. Those are playing inside those imaginary boundaries. And those imaginary boundaries were put in place to divide you. So how can you unify when you're using the same division tactics that were given to you before you knew that they were even division tactics? Every tribal name you see right now is a name given to us by somebody else. And then we're expected to maneuver and live according to this designation that somebody else gave to us without seeing the commonality in all of us, because if they was down south, it was some of everybody. And we all have one common history that overarches everything. And that was our steadfast resistance to the Europeans. We fought them 539 damn times. We fought them almost to the last man standing. See what I'm saying? And they forced us into one people where we were many other peoples before. We got forced into one people. And they thought they did that to destroy us, but it's actually what's going to make us stronger. Because we have to move like that one people. How many of y'all can sit in here right now and list me off 4, 5, maybe even 6 different tribes and lineages that you see running in your own direct family?
Yes, sir.
That's telling you something right off the top. Because now you can't separate them different bloodlines. They are all family in each of you. Now they're one people, where before they were many different people. And we got to start remembering this and maneuvering like this in some kind of fashion as one people. And to hell with their divisionary lines and their divisionary tactics. But that's just my personal view. Now y'all might see things differently, and that's cool too. But Tecumseh was running around here speaking almost the same thing I'm speaking. Go check him out. I think I'm
Right.
pause for the cause and let the rest of y'all do what y'all gotta do. I want y'all to think.
Mr. Walter, I was going to ask you, who are the Hichiti speaking people in Oklahoma? Are there any tribes that are Hichiti speaking that you know of? I'm sorry, Mr. Walter, are you there, sir? There might be an issue with the microphone. I'm not sure. I think Mr. Walter's gone out to the audience. But the reason why I'm asking that question is because historically, those who are considered Seminoles are Hichiti speaking. So identifying who those may be within Oklahoma will be a good indication of languages and of lineage. So that's why the question is being asked of the elder.
What was the question? Because I got kicked out.
Oh, no, no problem, no problem. I was asking the question: do you know of any Hichiti speaking, or which tribes that would be that are in Oklahoma, big bro?
You find them, and you'll find some speakers in the Creek Nation, and you'll find a pretty good little collection of them in the Seminole Nation. That is actually what would be considered the universal language of the Seminoles here in Oklahoma.
Okay. Thank you for that. That's what we
Mhm.
were talking about as you were rebooting. That's an indication of those who are tied into that lineage would be Hijiti speaking
Right. Well,
historically.
that would be a better way to classify a people at at this distance that we stand from. You're gonna almost have to go back and look at the languages, well, it wasn't a language; it was a variation to a language that they were speaking, because they all come from the same root. You
Yes,
got di-
sir.
you just got different dialects, different ways of speaking. I don't speak like Phoenix speaks in New York, and Phoenix don't speak like somebody out in California. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Different dialects, different way of putting your words together. One basic root language, though.
Right. As well as just living in proximity of one another. You have intermarriage, you have also exchange of language, etc.
Yep, yep. Sometimes they just hanging out at the juke joint shooting the shit too.
Always talking about the juke joint. What you know
Hmm.
about that moonshine, Mr. Walker?
I make moonshine. I don't know what you talking about. That's medicine. That is medicine, especially this time of year. But you gotta understand, there's a difference between moonshine and corn whiskey. Moonshine is made with grains, and corn whiskey is made with corn. So you got a different flavor profile. You get the yeast controls the alcohol, so you make it as strong as you want to make it. But the flavor profile comes from what you use. The last batch we made mango. It came out pretty good. A little complicated, but we got it done.
Okay. Yeah, my family used to make it with potato skins.
Yeah, you can anything that a ferment you can make it out of though. In Brazil, uh, everybody's got a steel at home because everybody makes their own gasoline for their vehicles. And them cars are run on ethanol. And that's what moonshine is ethanol.
Okay.
But that's how they get away with it. They don't even buy gas. You go down there, you go to the gas station, they know you're a tourist. Everybody else got a steel at home. It's really not that hard to make, just to be honest. The process runs pretty much the same as it does when you're making wine, except for the cooking. Cook whiskey and you clarify wine, but it's still the same thing. Me personally, I like them corn squeeze and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Now, my ex-father-in-law, he liked it that moonshine. You get a clean bottle of good shine and they put it in that quart jar and let it sit about 2 weeks. You get that brass lid on there and
Yeah,
pry that
that
little
smooth
top
mason
off.
jar.
That little blue smoke come out the top. You're gonna have a lovely evening this evening. It's gonna be a beautiful day.
Now,
You
did I
gonna
hear, did I hear you say mango?
Yeah, we made it with mangoes. Mango infused, added to it right as it getting ready to drop from the still. So it's in the loop with the cooling coil. You
Yeah,
come out
I would definitely have that.
you come out the still, you got a little container there, you put your mangoes in, and you run your steam through the mangoes into the cooling coil, the worm as they call it. Then it comes out and it condenses inside of there and drops whiskey at the end. Had that little mango taste. It's light taste though. It's not like you just gonna be sitting there chewing on it. It's just a light mango hint to it. Pretty interesting process though.
Yeah, that I'll
Yeah, that
definitely try.
was dry. I tell you, boy, that's you can buy a whole daggum steel setup on eBay, on Amazon. I done seen the damn things over there on Temu. If you got a beer and wine store, you can buy one in there. The whole thumper keg and everything. They say the whole setup.
Oh wow.
Oh, and that's where you get the best yeast from. You don't want to use bread yeast. You want to use yeast for making alcohol. Go to the beer store. If you got a wine and beer supply store in the town that you live in, go down there. I guarantee you, they got the whole setup sitting right there on the counter. You can get them from a tabletop model all the way up to like 350 gallons. But you're going to have to sign some paperwork for that big one. They're going to be checking your ass then. But for the tabletop models, you can have them things. Shit, you can order from Amazon. They'll ship them in 2 days. You can make all the whiskey you want to, as long as you don't try to sell it. You want to give it
Oh,
away, you can give it away all day long, as long as you don't try to sell it. You can make all the whiskey you think you can stand to make. Takes about 10 days to 2 weeks to get the fermentation process knocked off, and once that's going, you ready to roll. You know somebody with some chickens, give them that barley and stuff when you throw it out. Yeah, it ain't hard. It ain't hard at all.
and
And
shout out to
shout out to
cousin
cousin
Davita
Davita,
who
who
has
has
purchased the
purchased the
farmland for her
farmland for her
family.
family. Yeah, I can't wait for this one. I can't wait for this one. This is gonna be a good one now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
excellent to hear.
excellent to hear. Yeah, Davita gonna get to start growing some herbs and berries around there for somebody. You know, I was in my Mother Earth News magazine the other day, and they got this guy who's got a 1/4 acre layout for his homestead. He say he's turning over 100,000 a year in herbs and spices.
Oh wow.
Oh wow! You know how folks like to eat all fancy and stuff.
Right, right.
Right, right. Like they herbs and spices all as fresh as they can get them. And just like Whole Foods is down there raping them, you can do a little plucking too.
Understood.
Understood. Oh yeah. I had about, I don't know, if I was 20
I've
years
seen
younger.
it where
Huh?
they
Where
was
they was
wilding over
wilding over
ginseng.
ginseng. They
A
what?
lot of
A lot of
ginseng is
ginseng is
produced in North
produced in North
Carolina.
Carolina. Hell
Somebody
yeah,
got to
man.
eat that.
Hey. And them rednecks will shoot you in the ass if they catch
They
you
will shoot you
pilfering around in
dead.
here with ginseng. But that shit sells high.
Hell yeah. Got the
Got
Chinese,
Chinese,
Japanese coming
Japanese
to
coming
North
to North
Carolina to get
Carolina to get
ginseng.
ginseng. Yep. And them rednecks will shoot you in your ass. They swear that's their market. They didn't get to claim that shit until after they stole the land from us, though.
After they
After
stole the
they stole
land.
the land. See, that's where they got that is. Before they got a chance to steal the land, that was all our shit. And guess what? We knew about it. So when you come up here and try to tell me about a smallpox blanket and I start laughing, you'll know why. Because ain't nowhere in the hell you going to come over here and make me sick and I got a whole pharmacy growing in my front yard. Impossible. So you can take your little sickly blankets and go on back over there where you got them from, because they don't work here. The Indians wasn't dead. Y'all didn't kill them. Your blankets didn't work. You had to fight 500 wars to prove it. This we know. And it's still a good day to be an Indian.
Yes, it is.
We can do this. All right, y'all. I gotta go in here and tend to my little sickly baby, and I'll be listening. But I gotta play doctor for a minute.
We certainly do appreciate you. Thank you for stopping through, Mr. Walter.
Oh,
So glad
anytime,
you pulled up,
anytime.
sir.
Yeah, Phoenix, you know how it is. I'm in here fighting germs by myself today. I need your beekeeper suit, I think.
Ah, you
Y'all
can't
hear
fix
me?
my beekeeper suit.
Yeah, you right. You got that little one. Hmm. Well, anyway, I tell you what, I'll catch up with y'all later on.
All right, Mr. Walter.
All right, then. Peace, peace.
Please, Mr. Walter.
Hey, good to have you back, Phoenix. I've been missing you, baby.
I'm here. I'm back.
Yeah, well, I feel so much better now. That's for sure. But I'll catch
Yes,
up.
sir. All right, Mr. Walter.
All right.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Walter. Thank you so much for taking time, big bro.
Yes, it did.
He just be
Yeah.
dropping diamonds out his pocket, cause when he be talking, he just be dropping so many jewels. He be like, "Oh, here go another one."
Oh my goodness. So sincere too. My goodness. I love it. I absolutely love it. I could just like our conversations, we should really just record them and upload them. That's how our conversations be going. He's just a plethora of information. Um, yeah, he got a hell of a sense of humor too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, everything is healthy. Um, there's anything else in Indian country happening you want to talk about? I know they got some archaeological stuff that is, kind of pissing people off too. And also shout out to America because we, just about to become the number one mineral capital in the world. So when everybody lies like they're raping all these other nations, I ain't saying they are, but I'm saying we don't need nothing that nobody got. We have the most minerals, and they just found like just billions to add to the table in Wyoming alone recently. So that's something going around archaeologically on the land watch portion of well, it ain't formally urban Indian country news, but we always bring it. So yeah, shout out to the earth on this side of the hemisphere, always producing abundance. A lot of California tribes popping up.
Right, right, absolutely.
I
There,
mean, a whole lot. I mean, hundreds of California tribes just a popping up, just a popping up.
there was an article
So,
that came out this month, early February. I think it's like February the 2nd. And the name of the article was "The Native Americans Before the Native Americans." Again, that was this month, 2024. The name of the article is "The Native Americans Before the Native Americans." And they break down the whole radiocarbon dated, and they break down the DNA, and they break down the archaeological finds. And what did they find? What they're admitting is that the Native Americans before the Native Americans were Negroid, that they were Negroid. Again, that was February 2nd, 2024.
well, Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, absolutely. Because these are the people that they're saying are not, connected to quote unquote the land bridge, and they're really trying to identify who is this, these Y chromosomes, and why do they have the features and the cranial types of those who are of the Andaman Islands. And the Andaman Islands are the most ancient of the Asian group, but these people are of Negroid stock. And if you're talking about the Andaman Islanders, they did an in-depth DNA study, and they realized that these people are Asian rooted, that they're not connected to the African, tribes as far as genetically. They're recognized as the most ancient of Asian groups, although they look similar. But these Y chromosomes are the same ones who are connected to the Americas. They're also connected to the Negritos, who are the Philippines,
Philippines.
and they're also the Negroid stocks that are in Asia and other melanated islands, the Melanesian islands. So these people are connected to the Americas through what they call the Y chromosome, and they got the name of that particular Y chromosome is rooted in an indigenous group in the Americas who, it was one of the descriptions of this indigenous group in the Americas. So it's a very, very good article. I would definitely highly recommend people pull up the article, and you can also find the article on my website, firsttribenation.com.
I might as well go and check that website out, pin it to your favorites, bookmark it, because it's always fresh. Always fresh. With receipts. We like receipts around here.
Yeah, got to have the receipts, exactly. Even connected with the DNA study, so it's all there. Definitely got to have the receipts.
We real good at that. We always come with the receipts. Mm.
You got that right, cousin. And again, shout out to Chief Warhorse and her birthday today. Shout out to the chief.
Happy birthday, Chief.
And Chief Warhorse love Phoenix Moon. Let the world know. Well,
Yes, indeed. I love them back, boy. Oh my goodness. Love her back.
was there anything else that you wanted to cover at all this evening, cousin?
I was going to come in hot, but I think I could save that. You know, yeah, I think I could save that. But I think we kind of covered a lot, people using chief image and stuff like that. I'm gonna go deeper on another time about the Yamassee, because I'm curious to know how they related. Um, it shouldn't be no secret. Like, we ain't the ops, you know what I'm saying? Especially on no family time. I want to know what's up for real. And definitely want to weed them out, because you should be able to have them receipts, like we got receipts.
Oh yeah,
So
that should be an easy thing. Y'all heard Mr. Waltho going over the history like the back of their hands. They know how you and I get down. This is very easy to do. It's not a trick question. There's nothing to be evasive about. You should have that answer as a prerequisite before you even get behind a microphone. Don't stand in front of the people if the people don't even know who you are and what you represent and the evidence that you're presenting to the public. Don't even stand in front of the people unless you do that first.
agreed, agreed. I mean, I'm cool. I just wanted to come through. You know, I ain't been out here in a minute. I appreciate you pulling up with me. Definitely URHS pulling up. It's always a thing when we get together. That's pretty much it. I ain't gonna hold everybody. It was definitely good chopping it up. We're gonna come back. We got content for days. And I'm anxious and excited to get to it.
Absolutely. As you closing out the show, I'm about to leave, but I want to let you know, thank you so much for the work that you do, cousin. I mean, like Phoenix Moon, your work is well established, and the spirit that you move in is highly respected. So thank you for what you do for us. We certainly do appreciate you, and we're here for you. I'm going to leave as you close out your show, and thank you for availing your platform for me and for us. We greatly appreciate you. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much for coming, cousin. I appreciate you as well. Much love. Yeah, y'all, we're going to talk about the Dame Grease. We're going to talk about the news in Indian country. We got good content. We're going to take people on a little historical walk, explain some things in clear detail, right? Because, it's a lot of folks out here saying what they saying, but they ain't showing and proving, shucking and jiving and ain't really moving. You know what I'm saying? And those days should be over. It's a lot of people that don't have enough information on their family. And now they're just saddled with a bunch of facts. And it's great to know all of these facts, but that doesn't mean that you acquired much knowledge or any wisdom, and to be more specific, right? And I say that because it's being used to abuse other people that are not hip to some of the facts and things that you do know, that you have learned from us, right? That you learned a lot of this information from us. We got the receipts. We've been talking this talk for a very long time, um, very long time. And did the best to ever put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And stay consistent. I always been on grandma time. I ain't never switched that up. I'm gonna call out the crooks, the scammers. You get caught up in my crosshairs, I'm gonna drag, and that's what I do. I love doing it. I'm known for that. It's no surprise. I did it in real life, and that's just where I'm at. I do that on grandma time, and that's okay. I make no apologies for that. I'm unapologetically American Indian. I hope everybody take care of yourselves. You know what I'm saying? And if not now, then when? And if not us, then who? Be good to yourself. Be good to your family. Get to that grandma genealogy. Let's take it to the top. It's gonna be a good 2024. Stay away from them weirdos talking that crazy shit. Ain't no spaceship coming. Ain't no prove your Anunnaki lineage. You know what I'm saying? We not freeing no criminal niggas that's responsible for fucking the nations up, right? We not doing that. We don't want to free none of these criminal niggas, okay, that been tucked away and got 100 more years to go. Let them stay there and ride that out. Ride that wave. You heard? Don't be using our pictures unauthorized. Stop using Chief Warhorse photo, right? It's real goofy shit. Privacy violations and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of disrespectful. Not kinda, and you shouldn't really have to tell grown folks what to do. You know what I'm talking about? Put your mama up. Put your mama up. Put your sister up. Put your grandma picture up. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Do that. You know what I'm talking about? I got Ruth Cruz in my photo right there. Her grandmother's wedding dress is from the White Cloud Reservation in Iowa, descendant of White Cloud. Right? I'm gonna do a little drop on Ruth and Louis Cruz. Fascinating people. I just love the picture of her and her rollers. It's one of my favorite photos. Um, not one of my maybe my third favorite photo. My first one is Emmett Till's great great aunt. Um, yeah, that's my Lou Martin. I'm gonna post that picture. I'll be switching it up next soon anyway. And Lou Martin, I love that photo. She's sitting there smoking a fat ass cigar, barefoot, wood stove in the background, old ass wood plank floor. Like it's a nostalgic pic, and that's what I cut my teeth on: history and nostalgic things like that. But Ruth Cruz, yeah, we're gonna run through her stuff because you know why? because it's proof. And there's a lot of things that people don't talk about. We're gonna get into different confederacies that are less known talked about. Um, and some different things that happened and how people got absorbed into other tribes. We're gonna talk a lot more about Indian slavery. In its full capacity. We ain't gonna hold no punches. We ain't trying to make everything look sweet, cause the fuck it ain't. Some of this shit is embarrassing. It's disgusting, especially when your family are these Indians that we are speaking about. Um, it is what it is. Ain't nothing we can do, and we still are the product of the gimme that got us here. But we gonna tell the truth and shame these devils. You know what I'm talking about? Then on top of that, the frauds, the fakes, the phonies, ain't no alloidial titles, right? You ain't got no documents with Louis the 15th or none of that shit. King Charles the Second, King George the Third, King Charles the First, King James the Fifth, the First. Yeah, like cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. Um, don't call me no empress. There wasn't no empresses here in America. You understand what I'm talking about? Empress comes from emperor and empire, and that is somebody that steals somebody's army and go and colonize a country. Enough said. Don't call me no empress. I ain't no fucking colonizer in no form or fashion. Right? Go and get to that word empress. That shit ain't got nothing to do with Indians. Ain't got nothing to do with Indians. Perhaps aboriginals somewhere else outside of the Americas. Okay. Napoleon ain't never brought his ass over here. Understand that. Let's talk about that. And we're gonna get deeper into that. And where a lot of those people that fucked with him had to go. We're gonna talk about all of that. Because it ties into American history. North American history. We're gonna get to it. I appreciate y'all. Hey Nina, Styles by Nina. What's up, beauty? Shout out to all of y'all in the chat. Shout out to everybody at Urban Indian Heritage Society. Shout out to everybody at No Grandma Killers. Shout out to everybody at Cooking with Chief and CPRN Network. It's a beautiful day in Indian country. It's a wonderful time to be alive. Chippy Salachi K.